Hello everyone, it's been a minute, again. Unfortunately, I've been very busy with real life things, and also with the Forever World, so we're going to be heading back onto the Kinship SMP for a little bit, because there is a lot of work that I really want to get done in this place. I feel like I've neglected it slightly over the past few months, and I really don't want that to happen. This is the main server after all, and I absolutely love this place. I love the build so far. I love everyone else's builds. As you can see, Jenn's is right behind me. And yeah, I really just want to get back into this server as much as I can. So with that in mind, one of the bigger reasons why I wanted to jump on today is because Jenn has just started doing a treasure hunt, or scavenger hunt, whichever one you really want to call it. And I'm under very strict instructions to go and collect my shulker box, which I'll be storing all of the items inside, from the shopping district right away, because I really don't want to be finding any inside my base, because apparently there are some here, before the game actually starts. So we're going to head over to the shopping district and collect the shulker. Now, Jenn said that there's going to be several different tiers to this in terms of points. So there's going to be like commons and rares and legendaries, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, she's using dried ghasts because they don't show up on a minimap, and she thought renaming them was going to be a really good idea. You can scatter them about. But it turns out when you place a dried ghast, it loses its name. Custom name, that is. So I think the rules are going to change ever so slightly, and just basically whoever finds the most dried ghasts in these hidden areas is going to win. Now, to my knowledge, nobody actually has any other dried ghast just kind of lying about the base, so it should be relatively straightforward to find the ones that we want. I just don't know which build she's done. Am I losing my marbles here? I know we have some new people on the server, so we've got some new shops, but I don't know whether or not it's... I don't think it's this. Copper shop, no. Or is it in the gaming district? It's in the gaming district! Of course it is, not the shopping district. I'm an idiot. Whee! Poof. That hurt. Oh, claim your shulker here. Place shulker against the back wall and press the button. Once shulker is submitted, you can't have it. Fill them up. This guy doesn't count. Aw. So we're going to claim mine, and that British dude, of course, mine's going to be the cyan one because, you know, that's my favourite colour. I'm pretty sure, like, Mulch's is going to be red. I can't remember who purple's is going to be. Excuse me? Can you just, you know, can you not? So, oh, Hawk, Boff. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, we've got Boff on the server as well now. And Psycho Pete. As I mentioned before, we do in fact have some new people on the server, which is really exciting because as the server has got a little stale here and there, you know, I hate to admit it, it's really nice to have new people on so we can kind of revive that love and passion for the server and get it going again. That being said, whilst I'm here, I am just going to check my redstone shop to see if I've had any sales. I'm not really too sure I have. Oh! Yes, we have. This is unexpected. I haven't actually been on the server for a while, so I suppose actually, yeah, that would kind of make sense. Blimey, someone has been busy. Oh, sticky pistons were out again. Oh dear. Right, that's definitely something we're going to have to do for this episode is stock up on a few more items. Got enough crafters left, I think. Auto crafters. They're a pain in the ass to make them. They really are. But yeah, definitely need more hoppers. Droppers and dispensers were fine. Observers, maybe a few more. Repeaters, comparators. It definitely seems like hoppers is going to be the main one. Sticky pistons as well. Maybe some powered rails. I'll make an inventory list later on, and then we can kind of address it in a bit. Definitely some redstone blocks as well. But I have a witch farm. I completely forgot about that. Yes, I will revisit my witch farm. So a stack and 12 of diamonds, I'm really happy with that. And we've got our shulker box, so now we can go on the hunt for these dry ghasts. Now, I'm not 100% sure on where exactly these ghasts are going to be. I know that some are going to be in my base and other people's bases, but are they going to be in communal areas too? I'm really not sure, so we'll see how that goes. And I need to go through the portal this way, because that's my obligatory thing. And there is dirt outside my portal. Why is there dirt outside my portal? Not sure I like that. So let's go have a quick hunt around my base. Oh wow, that's really close. That's far too close. Stop it! It's far too. Okay, so I think we need to go from one end to the other. So I'm gonna go from this side and see if she's put any in my stage area. I don't know how tricky she's gonna be. I don't know how sneaky. Because there is actually an underside to some of this stage area as well. So I could potentially... I don't know if she's like been allowed to break blocks and put stuff underneath like here and stuff like that. But it doesn't look like she has, so that's okay. So the next one to check is actually underneath this stage as well, which I could just mine through, but I'm not going to. Underneath here. Keep a sharp eye out, guys. Can we find anything? So it is just a dry ghast on its own. It's not going to be in water like that because she wants to keep it as a dry ghast. If she hasn't put something under here, I'd be very surprised. This is like prime real estate for something like that. Although, is it that it's obvious? Is it too obvious? I don't know. But yeah, it's looking like she's not put something down here. Now, I think she also said that it has to be out in the open. She can't like put it in chests. Although she did mention decorative stuff. The rules are getting a little bit convoluted here, I think. And I don't think that there is anything down here. So let's try the shoreline. Because this is still technically part of my base. So maybe she's put something along here. I mean, the dry ghasts are kind of difficult to see at the best of times. But on certain backgrounds, they will stick out like a sore thumb. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm being really dumb here. Like, I feel like there's one glaringly obvious at me, and I just can't see it. If I've missed one around here, let me know in the comments. I'm going to go on top now. I've carpeted the top of this, so I don't know whether or not she'll have, again, moved something off the top of here. But it doesn't look like she has. So, let's just check these alcoves again. See, the one thing I will give to Jenn is that she's very sneaky with this stuff. And in fact... I would argue that she's put something up here. It doesn't help the fact that it's really dark up here. I can't see anything. But no. It doesn't... Oh! Yes! Ha ha ha! I knew it! I knew it! Got one! Is she just done the one? Yeah, she'll be spreading them out. There's quite a lot of places to put stuff, but yeah. Hee hee. I know my wife. I know the way she thinks. Hee. So that's our first one, our very first dry ghast. And like I say, it's not got its custom name, so I think the whole rarity thing is unfortunately going to go out the window. It was a really, really good idea. I think what she had planned for this was great. And if there's a better way of doing it, please do let me know in the comments. Maybe it's something that we can do for like a season 2 or something of a scavenger hunt. And this is an area that Aaron built. So again, I'd be surprised if she hasn't put something in like one of the trees or something. This is going to be the hard bit now. There's a lot of trees and custom things that are knocking about that we're going to have to like be really thorough with. She could just tuck it right inside of a leaf block and no one would be any the wiser. So it's going to take some definite searching. I will have to do a lot of this off camera. I'm not going to spend the entire time doing this. But if we could just find 2 or 3, I'd be very happy with that. Although I can just see it right now. Like, because a lot of time, me and Jenn will watch each other's episodes and bits of content and stuff. We'll sit on the sofa, of a night time and kind of watch each other's content. And I can guarantee she's going to be sat next to me right now, smug as anything. Because I'm searching this area and I can guarantee she's put one in this area somewhere. And she knows where it is, obviously. And I've just completely missed it. It's completely bypassed me, and she's smug as anything. Okay, I think for the time being, I'm going to skip this area. I don't think there is one. I don't know whether or not she's put something like in a cave or something. And again, a lot of these rules I'm going to have to kind of go over with her and just make sure that I'm getting the right information. Because if she's put it inside of a cave, like that's a dick move. that's a serious dick move. But hopefully she hasn't, and it's just going to be on the surface. It's going to be relatively obvious for most people to find these things, so we'll see how it goes. But is there one in here with you guys? Are you protecting one? I can't remember if I showed you guys, actually, this area. It was like a little bar. So there's a lot of armor stands involved here, but it actually looks like some of it's been disrupted. I don't know whether or not it's something to do with an update, but they're not supposed to look like that. So I'm going to have to redo a lot of these, unfortunately. But yeah, we got little bits of drinks and things like that just kind of knocking about. And I want to make it so that these guys can get out, but they're also not kind of like looking too boxed in. I don't know, it was a bit of a weird one. And the reason why those trapdoors are down is because they kept going into the corner for some reason. And they're getting, not getting stuck, but they just wouldn't want to come out. No matter what I did, they just wouldn't want to come out. So I've put those trapdoors down so they can get in there, and they can actually wander around here and give it this area a little bit more life. And then we've got our witches, our 3 witches, Piper, Paige, and Phoebe. I didn't do Prue. Prue wasn't one of my favourites. Now, again, she could have put something in my storage system, so I have to be very methodical here. See, the other thing as well is, did she put something underneath all this here? Because if she did, again, is that really a good thing? I think the reason why I'm worried about it being under here is because this is technically a terraformed area, so it should be boxed off. It should be closed in, all of this. So I don't think this would count. I don't think she would put something in here. So we are just going to skip over that. Go back to the storage system. Now, a lot of this area is relatively open, so I don't think she'll put something here necessarily because it's too obvious. Just easy to find these things. And she wouldn't put anything in here because that's messing with my redstone. And she knows, you do not mess with my redstone. Couple little holes here that she could have put something in. Oh, I'm really not getting anything. Now, there is an open space over here, so this could technically be fair game. If she's decided to put something maybe around here. I've got one of my mines that goes down there. I don't know whether or not she'll have done this, so let's just have a quick look. No, I don't think so. Otherwise, I'd be here for absolutely ages trying to find stuff. Again, this was just an area for mining out a lot of materials. I think I just used it for, was it cobblestone? For when I was doing a lot of my redstone components for my shop. So I don't think she'll have put anything down here. So I think this is going to be a pretty safe bet that she's not put anything up here. And here we have my ticket masters. Because to gain access to all this, obviously you're going to need a ticket. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Some redstone down there so that you basically put in your ticket here. It then registers that it's the right ticket. This opens up, and then your old ticket gets spat out here. There really is a lot left to do with this area, and I'm hoping that I can get it done before the end of the season. The end of the season is not exactly like a million miles away, but it's certainly not anytime soon, so I've still got plenty of time. Just got to keep having a look through a lot of these nooks and crannies and kind of see if... I've got to try and put myself in the mindset of where she might put some of these things. Because given the fact that I've only found one so far over there, it tells me that I may have missed one or two. So I think I am just going to have a quick look in here. Because this is definitely another prime area for her to put stuff. No, I think we've got away with that one. Don't think there's anything... Oh, what's that there? Got it. Number 2. Sneaky. See what I mean? She's putting them in trees and things like that. Sneaky. Being really sneaky. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me if there's one in here. Being covered up by all these mobs. No, I'm not seeing one. Okay. Next, we've got this tree line here. Will she put them in more than one tree? I don't know. That's another one that's going to be pretty difficult to find, I think, in that area. So, the next one is definitely going to be my parking lot. This one is going to be difficult because there is a lot of different little areas and things like that to put stuff. Stairwells and stuff like that, you know, so I've got to really check all of the corners because I have no idea where... She could put something like a corner up there or something and you just would miss it, you know, you wouldn't necessarily see it. So this stairwell seems clean, and again she could have put it on out the back of here or something like that, so you're just going to miss it. So you've really got to be super thorough with all this. So let's have a quick speed through. Ahaha! Found you. You see, I knew this is pretty much like the last place for me to look. I kind of checked the top bit a little bit, and I went through up all the floors. That was the last place for me to look, other than maybe like here or something. Honestly, now there's the potential for her to have been like even more sneaky and maybe put a second in somewhere, but I don't know. I think she likes to spread stuff out, so I'm going to call that one done. Although I do know that we have another area over here. So she could have put something in this sort of area, maybe underneath the bridge. This bridge is pretty awful, by the way. I don't actually intend to leave it quite like this. If I do get time, I will maybe put a bit of an arch or something in it. But yeah, it's pretty basic as it was. No, yeah, she was not going to put it in water, I suppose, because that may turn it into an actual happy ghast. But yeah, I'm going to call that one done. That seems to be okay. And we do have this side one as well. I don't know whether or not she's put anything in here. Again, we'll just have a quick look around. Yeah, there really isn't too many places to hide a dry ghast in this area, so I think that's another one we're going to have to call done. I can guarantee she's put one in there somewhere. Like, that is, again, prime real estate for hiding something up in there, so I can pretty much guarantee there's something in there. But for now, we're just going to leave it there, because otherwise this segment is just going to be way too long, and I don't want to bore you guys. If I do find some more in the meantime, I will let you guys know. In the meantime, we are going to head back over to the stage area, because there is a very large sign that I want putting up here. Now, for those of you that don't know, for my day job, I own a music studio. And part of that came about because of the fact that I'm a drummer, and I have been for the last 20 years or so. And I actually drum for a band called Beyond Salvation. And we're in the middle of getting ready to drop some pretty big announcements. I'm not going to give any more than that, but the idea is that I want to prep this entire area for that announcement. So we're going to have the logo right at the back here, and we're going to have a few little Easter eggs knocking about so that as and when these announcements actually get dropped, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Now, as you can imagine, with most bands, it's a pretty big thing that one of your dreams is to be able to play on a massive stage like this in real life. Just before I joined the band, they actually had the opportunity to play a massive festival called Bloodstock. And unfortunately, like I say, I wasn't with them, so I didn't get that opportunity. But that is something that we are gearing up to do, something in the future. It's something that we are really, really wanting to do. Something like Download would be absolutely incredible. So, with that in mind, you know, manifest destiny and all that kind of stuff. So I decided to make a big stage like this, and we're going to have our logo at the back and us playing on stage to an adoring fan base. That would be absolutely incredible. So first things first, let's get that logo up. Salvation logo is officially in. I'm really proud of how this turned out, mainly because I took the logo, which I'll flash up on screen now, and I put that against a customized square grid in Photoshop to try and figure out exactly how many blocks need to go within those squares, just to try and get the proportions of this. So I measured how many blocks it is going along the bottom and then to the top, and then I was able to get a rough estimate as to which blocks need to go in where. Now, obviously, I did this in the creative test world, and as always, I used Litematica. And yeah, I'm not kidding when I say this saved me so many headaches. Can you imagine trying to build something like this in survival straight off? That'd be a nightmare. Now, you'll notice that I've got this underfloor lighting kind of thing, which is giving this uplighting effect, which I really like. It's really, really cool. It looks great, but the rest of it up there was looking very, very dark. So I managed to put a lot of glow lighting behind all this, just to give it that little bit of illumination. I was thinking about putting some glowstone blocks maybe behind some of the larger parts, like you can see this rather large bit in the A there. Maybe it'll hide behind there, so that if you're looking at it from the side, you won't necessarily see the block itself. You'll just see it being illuminated. Maybe that could work as spotlights. Again, just to give it a little bit more depth, a little bit more shadow and light and that kind of stuff. It should work, but I'm not too sure just at the moment. I will give that a try. But I'm not going to be leaving it like this. My idea is that I would really like to have some kind of light show going on. And the best idea that I've come up with so far would be beacons. And there is a way of automating sticky pistons so you can put glass on top of them, colored glass, and you can get a really nice light show. I did a small test in my creative world, and proof of concept wise, it works, but it's got a lot of tweaking to go, and obviously it's going to be absolutely massive. So, I mean, first estimate, I'm maybe going to need about a stack of beacons. A stack of beacons. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Hopefully someone on the server will have a wither skeleton farm. Maybe I can get the heads that way, or if not, I'm going to have to grind my ass off. I may have to ask for some help from the other kin. But other than that, for this area, obviously we've got our lead singer in. He needs a guitar. Over there, we're going to have our lead guitarist. He needs a guitar as well. Over there, we've got the bassist. He's also going to need, well, a bass guitar. And then you're going to have me at the back there on that riser. So this is going to be a lot of armor stand work. I mean, just putting John in there was an absolute pain. But it works and it looks pretty good. There's a lot more to do, obviously. But then here with the drum kit, I'm going to need as many armor stands as I could possibly get a hold of. It's going to be a really big job. But I'm really looking forward to it because the idea that I have in my head, the kind of look that I have for this kit is going to look absolutely incredible. So stay tuned for that. Now, before we end the episode, unfortunately, I have a little confession to make. I made a small mistake when it came to this scavenger hunt. I actually started it early, and I didn't fully realize that there was actually going to be a proper ceremony start kind of thing. And yeah, I managed to collect 3 from my base before we actually started officially. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to take 3 of these dry gas already. I'm going to blur this out so you guys can't see how many I've got, mainly because one of the rules is that we don't want other kinship members to know how many we've got. So this is going to get blurred out, but I've got 3 here that I'm going to put back into the pool, and Jenn is going to re-hide them so that they will be up for grabs once again by everybody else. If I just happen to find the same ones, that's just going to be coincidence. I'm not going to know where they are. But that's just going to about do it for this episode. I am really happy with the progress that we've made. I've been wanting to get that sign done for a very long time. I'd really like to do a live stream at some point, kind of finishing off that forest area with the pale oak, because it's been sat like that for quite a while, and I want to do it on camera, but I don't want to just do it in like a regular time-lapsey kind of feel. So I'm thinking maybe a live stream if you want to join me for that at some point soon. I will drop the details in a post and also on my other social media, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.